And we're going to look at faithfulness and unfaithfulness, and how that affects people. And God is a God that looks at your heart. So what's in your heart? That's what He will look at. Proverbs 4:23 says, the NIV or NLT says, above all else, above all else, above anything, guard your heart. Because out of that the issues of life flows. So you need to guard your heart. So we're going to look at Gehazi and Elisha. Now Elisha was the trainee prophet under Elijah. So let's go to Jeremiah 17 verse 10 first. And it says, I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, which means your soul. Because your mind is your soul. This is your soul. Your mind, your will, your emotions, your intellect, your thought processes. Amen. You consist of a mind, a soul, a body, and a spirit, according to 1 Thessalonians 5:23. So he says, I, the Lord, search the heart and test the mind, even to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doings. It's a very, very powerful verse. Another translation says, even to give to each man according to his ways, according to the results of his deeds. Proverbs 17 verse 3 says, the refining pot is for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. So that's just to tell you that that's what God looks at. And He's serious about faithfulness and unfaithfulness. So you will see as we go through this teaching that you will learn certain keys that's applicable in life. So we will look at, first of all, number one, Elisha's faithfulness. And we will look into that. And then we're going to look at Gehazi's unfaithfulness. And what was consequences, and what happened, and all that. Sorry. Let's first look at the meaning of faithfulness. Because there's meaning and power in a name. And we need to do some word study to understand what faithfulness means. So let's look at what it means. It means the following. True. The word true. It means to be devoted. It means constant. It means loyal. It means dependable. Devoted. Stable. Not like up and down. Steadfast. Bound to or by a pledge, a duty, or an obligation. Trustworthy. Reliable. There's a lot of powerful words what it means to be trustworthy. A faithful person is a trustworthy and a reliable person. And an unfaithful person is not. Faithful towards God and what His promises says in His word. So you will be faithful to trust God in His promises for your life. That's what it means. So God anointed Elisha. If you read, we're going to read just now, with a double portion of the anointing. Now I'm sure most of you want a double portion of the anointing. I was fasting, I broke my fast on Friday night, but I've been fasting for 12 days on water. And there was 3 things that I asked. Increase my anointing. I want double portion of the anointing. And I asked Him to open my spiritual eyes even more. that I can see in the spiritual realm and discern even sharper than I currently do. Amen. And I ask, the third thing I ask is that all the gifts of the Holy Spirit, the power gifts, will operate strongly through me as a vessel, through my hands, through my mouth, so that God can use me even more powerful. And the gift is available to all of us. You can operate in all of the gifts, but I want more. I want stronger, not just sometimes. Because He says the Spirit gives as He wills. I always say you won't have the gifts of the Holy Spirit if you don't do it. Why will the gift of healing and the healings and the gift of miracles and faith operate through you if you don't even go pray for someone? It starts activating when you do. That's when you need. Then that will happen, and there will be more than one gift operating through you at the same stage. So that's what I've asked. And Elisha received a double portion of the anointings that Elijah had. Now Elijah was a mighty prophet, but Elisha got double portion of the anointing, because this was a sign of God's seal of approval on his life. What seal of approval do you have in you? Amen. You are sealed by the Holy Spirit. Amen. That's the seal of approval that you have. You have a mark. You know, they speak about the mark of Cain in Genesis. If you go read the story about Cain and Abel, it speaks about the mark of Cain, where Cain killed his brother. And God says, you will become a vagabond. So you will be traveling. You won't find rest here. And everywhere they go, they will try and kill you. Then he said to God, it's too much. And God said, I will put a mark on you, the mark of Cain, that when they will not kill you when they see you. So somewhere, there was a mark on him that people could identify, not to kill him. So God even had grace on him. And in the New Testament, we are sealed, we are marked with the blood of Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Amen. That's your seal, your guarantee. Now Elisha had God's approval because of the lifestyle he lived. He lived a faithful lifestyle. You are well pleasing God when you live a faithful lifestyle. When you dedicate and good and suffer. Amen. So before God anointed him with this double portion, he first had to be tested. Amen. So God tested me before I could receive double. And the test was to crucify my flesh. I don't know who have fasted on just water, but it's terrible. Amen. The first 5 days, your flesh plays games. You get headaches because of too much coffee that you drank, so you detox. And you smell everything. You smell every food that people make. Suddenly your senses are so sharp. And you're hungry. And the devil tests you. And God sees these things. And if you persevere, you go through, by day 6 and 7 and 8, it gets easier. It was at a point that I could go on at least 4 days. I'm serious about it. It gets easier. You just have to push through the beginning. Because Satan strikes like a snake. He strikes fast, but he can't strike till he hasn't got endurance. Amen. So you just need to stick through the first 5 days. Trust me. After that, it gets easier. You don't even get hungry anymore. They can eat around you. It doesn't affect you anymore. Because you crucify the flesh. And the flesh is very strong. That's what Paul speaks about in Galatians 5:16. It's a struggle between your flesh and your spirit. Praise God and glory to God that I could overcome my flesh. Amen. That I could pass the test. Now, Elisha had to be tested. There's a saying, if you can't be tested, you can't be trusted. Amen. sure you want to. I'm sure that you want God to trust you. A lot of people pray for money. I always say, one of the lessons my father-in-law gave me when I started working for him years ago, that God will only give you what He can trust you. So if you can't be tested, you can't be trusted. So you will be tested, because Jesus said you will be tested. You will go through trials and tribulations to test your character, and to mold you, and to refine you, to put you under pressure so that all the impurities in your life can come out. Take a water fast and you will see all the impurities come out. Amen? So, if you can't be tested, you can't be trusted. Many in church, like many in church, Elisha was called to ministry, and he was faithfully doing a circular job as well, which is quite interesting. 1 Kings 19 verse 19. Elijah found Elisha the son of Shaphat while he was plowing with 12 horse of oxen before him. And he with the 12, and Elijah passed over to him and threw his mantle on him. So he was working, he was plowing. He had a circular job. 2 Kings 3 verse 11b. Here is Elisha the son of Shaphat, which poured water on the hand, who poured water on the hands of Elijah. So in other words, Elijah did many smaller jobs, menial jobs, and he was known as the one who always poured water on the hands of Elijah the prophet. And that's just to tell you that you don't stop. The only place you start on top, even in church, is when you dig a hole. Amen? That's the only place you start. The rest you start at the bottom. Same with Elijah. He started at the bottom. He didn't seek great things for himself, but God had great plans for him. Stay humble. Humbleness is a key as well. Stay humble. Don't seek great things for yourself. God will reward you, because He's already got great plans for you. Amen. Jeremiah 29:11 speaks about that. The plans that He's got for you. Plans to prosper you, not to hurt you, but to give you a hope of the future. So He's got great plans for you. There's nothing bad in that verse. Amen. He doesn't say He's going to give you bad plans. Before Elijah went up to heaven, Elisha had to be tested. Let's read. Now I've got my big Bible at home, so I'm going to read on my phone because I don't have glasses to read. So that the others are too small. So let's read. We'll just get to 2 Kings. 2 Kings 2, verse 1 to 14. And it came to pass, when the Lord was about to take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. Then Elijah said to Elisha, "Stay here, please, for the Lord has sent me on to Bethel." But Elisha said, "As the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you." So they went down to Bethel. Now the sons of the prophets who were at Bethel came out to Elisha and said to him, "Do you know that the Lord will take away your master from over you today?" And he said, "Yes, I know. Keep silent." Then Elijah said to him, "Elisha, stay here, please, for the Lord has sent me on to Jericho." But he said, "As the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you." So they came to Jericho. Now the sons of the prophets who were at Jericho came to Elisha and said to him, "Do you know that the Lord will take away your master from over you today?" So he answered, "Yes, I know. Keep silent." Then Elijah said to him, "Stay here, please, for the Lord has sent me on to the Jordan." But he said, "As the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you." So the two of them went on. And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood facing them at a distance, while the two of them stood by the Jordan. Now Elijah took his mantle, rolled it up, and struck the water, and it was divided this way and that, so that the two of them crossed over on dry ground. And so it was when they had crossed over that Elijah said to Elisha, "Ask, what may I do for you before I am taken away from you?" Elisha said, "Please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me." So he said, "You have asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if you see me when I am taken from you, it shall be so for you. But if not, it shall not be so." Then it happened, as they continued on and talked, that suddenly a chariot of fire appeared with horses of fire and separated the two of them. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it, and he cried out, my father, the chariot of Israel and his horsemen." So he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and tore them into two pieces. He also took up the mantle of Elijah that had fallen from him, and went back and stood by the bank of the Jordan. Then he took the mantle of Elijah that had fallen from him, and struck the water, and said, "Where is the Lord God of Elijah?" And when he also had struck the water, it was divided this way and that, and Elisha crossed over. Amen. Up to there, verse 1 to 14. In other words, he first said to him, "Stay at Gilgal." And you will see what's meant by that. While he went to Bethel. And then Elijah refused to stay. And he was determined to go every time with the prophet to the next spot. So at Bethel, Elijah tried to shake him off again by saying, "I'm going to Jericho, stay." But again, Elijah stuck to him, so to say, like a leech. And he didn't let go. And finally at Jericho, Elisha was tested again. Those were tests that he went through. He was tested again, and he passed the test of persistence, tenacity, persistence, and accompanied Elijah to the Jordan. So it was because he was so persistent that he got the double portion. You need to be persistent with God. You need to keep on and keep on and keep and don't back off. Amen. You need to be persistent to get the double portion from God. Because God only wants the best for your life. And there's a saying that says the best is yet to come. So you must be persistent, and you must be like a pit bull and have tenacity and don't let go. Amen. Wait fast. And you must know that there are different stages that you will have to go through. Different times of your life where you will be tested in your spiritual development before God. You are busy developing. You're not a finished product yet. I always say there's different stages spiritually, in spiritual dimension. And you can just take it back to what's going on in life. There's toddlers, and there's babies, there's toddlers, there's teenagers, there's young adults, there's mature people in this world. Christians in the churches never develop. Their photos never properly develop. They stay at the same level. There's no growth and there's no change. Amen. They don't desire to change. They're in a happy place. But that's a dangerous place. Because you need to go through these stages, where God will test you to see if you are satisfied. Are you satisfied at the level that you have? Do you want more? Amen. He will test if you're satisfied with what you have already received. Yes, I'm satisfied with that, but I want more. I always desire more. Amen. And you should too. Or whether you will press into God's highest level for yourself. You don't know what level God wants to take you. You should not limit yourself with your flesh, with your own abilities about yourself, or your own thinking about yourself. whether Satan brings inferiority against you or rejection, and you have a low self-esteem and you don't think much about yourself, that's the level He wants you to be found. But God wants you to take you through these different stages. Let's look at what Gilgal means. Gilgal means the place where our sins are forgiven. So they first went to Gilgal, the place where their sins are forgiven. So hopefully you are past that stage. Amen. You're past Gilgal. Joshua 5 verse 8 to 9 says, "So it was when they had finished circumcising all the people, that they stayed in their places in the camp till they were healed. Then the Lord said to Joshua, This day, today, I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt from you. Therefore, the name of this place is called Gilgal to this day." There is a place where our sins are forgiven. So He rolled away the reproach of Egypt. In other words, what is reproach? Listen to what reproach all contains. I have removed all shame, guilt and condemnation. I have removed disgrace and blame, rebuke, disapproval from you. Amen. You are new beyond and above reproach, which means legally it indicates a kind of innocence in the eye of the Lord. So you are innocent without reproach. Amen. So you cannot take any accusations against yourself anymore, because in that word He has removed all the blame from you. You are blameless. Amen. You are free of all these things, of all the sins and the things that's been keeping you back. You have made it to Him. Many of us today get this far in our walk and then stop. And that's why many Christians, they accept Jesus. In Romans 10, verse 9 and 10, if you confess your sin and you believe in your heart, you are saved. And then they just take that job. And that's where they stop with their walk. Thank God I'm saved. I'm not going to hell. And they stop at that level. They made Gilgal and they're happy with it. But some press on till Bethel. Now let's look what Bethel means. It means the house of God. The house of God. Bethel. It also stands for fellowship with believers in the family of God. Fellowship with believers in the family of God. Genesis 28:19 and verse 22 says, "And he called the name of that place," now this was Jacob, Bethel, but the name of that city had been Luz previously. Verse 22, "And this stone which I have set as a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that you will need, I will surely give a tenth to you." So that word Bethel means the house of God. Now a lot of people stop there. Sins are forgiven and they're in church. And then you can go on. Some stop here, but some still go further to Jericho. So what's a Jericho? Jericho stands for the manifestation of the supernatural power of God. The manifestation of the supernatural power of God. It's another dimension that you need to go to. It's a dimension where you cannot perceive the things of God if you're not in the supernatural. Because He's a supernatural God. How can you, with your natural understanding, understand the supernatural? Unless the power of the Holy Ghost takes you to the supernatural. That you can operate in the supernatural realm. Amen. So Jericho stands for the manifestation of the supernatural power of God. Joshua 6 verse 26. "So the people shouted when the priest blew the trumpets. And it happened when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat. Then the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. Now that was a supernatural power, the supernatural power of God that did it. They did nothing. They just shouted. Amen? You read the story. And the walls came tumbling down. So even if you're in the supernatural, your own walls that you've erected around your heart to protect yourself from all the hurts and the pains and the disappointments that you had in life will be removed by the supernatural power of God. Amen. If you're willing to go to that stage. It's all a choice. You can remove the walls or you can keep it up. But God cannot come in if you keep up the walls. He cannot fully come into your heart. He wants to come in fully into your heart. So many of us stay and go until this place. And very few go all the way to the Jordan. Elisha went all the way to the Jordan. This means or stands for the following: identification with Christ in his death as symbolized in baptism. Matthew 3:30 says, Then Jesus came from Galilee to John at the Jordan to be baptized by him. So what does it mean? It means that very few are truly committed to walk the way of the cross. To walk the way of the cross. Very few wants to do it. Hebrews 10:20 says, By a new and living way, which he consecrated for us through the veil, that is his flesh. So only a few who wholeheartedly press on to the total that is God for us, death to self, in other words. There's a few that wants to be crucifying the flesh to death to self. So the self in us rises up all the time. You need to crucify. You need to fast and pray to get your flesh under control so that you can die to self. Not a lot of people want to push to the Jordan where they die to self. Amen. Have you been there? If you've been there, good for you. And it's those people who die to self that will receive the double portion, like Elisha. If you die to self, if you crucify things, you will receive the double portion of the anointing. You will receive God's blessing that He wants. That's what God is saying to us. So in other words, we are all being tested. And we are all going through stages. But where will you stop? Where will you be pacified? Where will you stop that you think, no, this is okay for me. I'll do this. I'll stay here. Every day you need to die to self. You need to get to that point where you totally surrender. Totally die to self. And I believe that fasting is a very crucial key to get to that. And I'm not talking about eating. I'm talking about just water. Amen? Now let's look at Gehazi's unfaithfulness. What does unfaithfulness mean? Not to be faithful. It means not observing of the promises of God. If you're unfaithful, you're not observing the promises of God in your life. It also means you're not looking at the vows and the allegiances that He made with you. You're unfaithful to that. You're violating His trust and His confidence in you. And to disbelieve or to be faithless. That's what it means to be unfaithful. So you miss the promises of God if you're unfaithful. You cannot even stand on the promise. Gehazi, if we think about it, he could have been the next prophet. Because Elisha was walking with Elijah and he passed the mantle. Gehazi was walking with Elisha as his servant. So he could have received the mantle of Elisha. But he didn't. So he missed that mantle that could have been passed down to him. Have you ever thought about it that way? He missed an opportunity because of his flesh. Because of the love of money and things, as you will see as we go through. The earthly things. He missed receiving that anointing, that mantle, that double portion. He could have been the next great prophet. But he missed it. Because he was unfaithful. And he also had to be tested first before he could have been that prophet. So he was tested when Naaman, he was a Syrian general, and he was sick with leprosy. And then he came to Elisha, and Elisha prayed for him, and he was healed of leprosy. Amen. So he was so grateful for his healing that he offered Elisha silver and gold, and he offered him more or less 1 million rupees in it. It's a lot of money. 1 million rupees. And also 10 fancy Syrian suits of clothing. Elijah turned it down. He turned him down. He didn't take the money. And he didn't take the fancy suits. Amen. He said no. Because Naaman was an unbeliever. And he was an idol worshipper. In other words, he was a compromiser. He compromised. And in 2 Corinthians 6 verse 14 to 16 says, do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship has righteousness with lawlessness? And what communion has light with darkness? And what accord has Christ with Belial? That's the devil himself. Or what part has a believer with the unbeliever? Verse 16. And what agreement has the temple of God with idols? For you are the temple of the living God. So in other words, Naaman, he was a compromiser. He said he was compelled to worship to the idols because of his position as general in the army, although he knew it was wrong. So after he was healed, he still went to worship idols. And he was unwilling to sacrifice his position or his job for that kingdom, for God's kingdom. So he was a compromiser for the sake of the truth. How many of us in church compromise? Small compromise here, small compromise there. Are you willing to stand in integrity? Don't compromise. Plain jakkels. Don't compromise on God's word and God's truth. Just stand. You will be blessed. 2 Kings 5:18 says, yet on this thing may the Lord pardon your servant when my master goes into the temple of Rimmon to worship there. That's the God that he served. And he leans on my hand and I bow down in the temple of Rimmon. When I bow down in the temple Rimmon, may the Lord please pardon your servant in this thing. So in other words, Elijah will not take anything from a man like this. He was standing on that thing. He's an unbeliever. He's an idol worshiper. He's not the same as him. He will not even take things from that person. And he stood on that principle. Gehazi felt different. He wanted more. He didn't felt like Elijah had peace. He didn't want to refuse. He actually thought Elisha is a fool to say no to all those things that Naaman had offered. And he even ran after this Syrian Naaman to try and, and he told a few lies, and then he collected 40,000 rupees of silver, and 2 of those lies sitting suits. Amen. So he compromised. He looked at money and things. And then Elijah exposed Gehazi's covetousness. Now I'm going to explain that word to you. Covetousness. Because a lot of people don't even know what it means. And because he did this, he would get Naaman's leprosy as well. Because he compromised, he got leprosy. He got it physically. When we compromise, we get spiritual leprosy. Amen. You get spiritually contaminated. You can't get it physically like you do, but you get spiritual leprosy. You get sick in your soul. You get sick in your body. Because what's inside manifests in your body. Amen. Spiritual leprosy. Don't compromise. 2 Corinthians 7 verse 1 says, therefore go and cleanse yourself of everything that contaminates you in spirit and body. So if you have spiritual leprosy, go and cleanse yourself. Because it's contaminating. It's stopping you from going forward. Stopping you from growing in Christ. It's stopping you from going to different stages. Amen. Quiet today. 2 Kings 5:27. He told him, therefore the leprosy of Naaman shall cling to you and your descendants forever. Even on his descendants forever. And he went out from his presence, leprous, as white as snow. In other words, what you do has an effect on your children, your grandchildren. Amen. You can have an open door that can be thrown through. They're not responsible for your things, but what you do has an effect on them. Instead of getting a double portion of Elisha's anointing, he got leprosy. So he could have had the double portion of the anointing, but he got leprosy. He got sick. He didn't realize that he was being tested by God at that stage. If he didn't know what was at stake, he might have been more considerate of his acts and be careful about it. Now, you too will sometimes don't even realize or know when God's testing you. You will not always know when He's testing you. You will not even realize when He's really testing you. Especially in the area of money, which is money. Amen. 2 Chronicles 32:31 says, it's the story about King Hezekiah. However, regarding the ambassadors of the princes of Babylon, whom they had sent to him to inquire about the wonder that was done in the land, God withdrew from him in order to test him, that he might know all that was in his heart. Sometimes God will withdraw from you to test you to see what's in your heart. That's called the wilderness experience. You go through the wilderness experience. And it feels like you're all alone. And God's not speaking to you. It feels like He's not hearing your prayers. He just sits back a little bit. He's there. But He takes you through that time to test and see what's in your heart. And that's what God did. God tested what was in Gehazi's heart. And He allowed him to be in a certain situation while no one was watching him. No one saw him when he did what he did. Amen. What is true character? Who are you when nobody's watching you? What do you do when nobody's watching you? When you're all alone at home? That's your true character. What are you doing? What are you busy with when no one's watching? But someone's watching. God's always watching. He's omnipresent. But you think nobody's watching. Now your true character is like that. Gehazi, he did the same. So who are you when nobody's watching? Let's look at the word covetousness. that you can understand when he spoke about that, what that means. It means a strong desire to have that which belongs to another, and it also means greed. It's in the Ten Commandments in Exodus 20:17, where it says, do not covet your neighbor's wife, do not covet oxen, do not covet. It's one of the commands. Covetousness or greed is equated with immorality and impurity. So it's linked to impurity and immorality, so that it must be put away from. Ephesians 5 verse 3 says, but fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not even be named among you, as is fitting for saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor coarse jesting, which are not fitting, but rather giving thanks. So a covetous person is an idolater, like now. When you do that, you're doing idol worship. Amen. Ephesians 5:5 says, nor a covetous man who is an idolater. Colossians 3:5 says, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Proverbs 15:27 says, he who is greedy, covetous, for gain troubles his own house, but he who hates bribes will live. He who hates bribes, it's even in the Bible. Are we taking bribes to get jobs, to get business? Amen. Don't take bribes, do not compromise. It's in the Word, Proverbs 15:27. Covetous person brings trouble to his family. That's what happened. Luke 12:15 warns us that covetousness is the root of all kinds of sins. So Jesus warns us. He said to them, take heed. In other words, be on your guard. Be on your guard. Guard your heart. And beware of covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of the things he possesses. It's not the things that you possess, it's not the earthly things that you have. Amen. You need to be more concerned about the spiritual things, the spiritual riches. He listed covetousness or greed along with adultery, fornication, murders, thefts, and wickedness. He put it in the same bracket. And all of these things makes a person unclean. It makes you leprosy, spiritual leprosy. Become a leper in the spirit. Amen. Now let's look at Mark 7:21 and 22. From within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lewdness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile a man. Now let's look at some other biblical examples of this. Number one, I used the example of Achan in Jericho. Now that's the story when they went out of Egypt and in Jericho he stole some stuff. In Joshua 7 verse 21. Again, God allowed him to be alone when nobody was watching. And he took some items when nobody watched. And God tested him to see whether he will take what God has forbidden him to take. And he did. Amen? He compromised. So he failed the test, and what happened to him, it's the same as Hazi. The only thing is they were all killed, him and his family. Amen? The next example will be Elisha pursued Elijah for a double portion of the anointing. Gehazi pursued the riches of the world, a little bit of wealth. And that represents the two types of Christians. Both represents this Christians today. And you will know which one you are. You are pursuing the things of God, or you are pursuing the things of the world. That's two types of Christians. Because you can have Christians in church who's more in the world than in the flesh, than in the spirit. Being in church will not qualify you even to go to heaven. Amen. Being in a relationship, an intimate relationship with God and with Jesus and the Holy Spirit, that qualifies you. When you're close to Him, when you serve Him, when you read your Bible, and you do all the things that He expects from you, not because you do it, because you really love Him, because you're really faithful to Him and obedient, and you really surrender to flesh, and you really crucify Him, and you really die to this world. Amen. Or you can chase after things. I was once that Christian that chased after the world things. I grew up very poor. And I always said to myself in school, I will be a millionaire. And that was my only drive that I had. And at a stage I did very well. And I became a millionaire. Not just in properties, but in money as well. And God made me bankrupt overnight. Because of pride and self-boasting. My wife didn't even know I'm going through a liquidation in my business. She thought I was having an affair. Because even pride stopped me from telling her. Because I was on top of the world. And I was so far from God. But when you fall, then you quickly to cry out to Him. I cried day and night for 2 weeks on my knees. Crying literally. Praying. And yet God did another miracle in my life. I'm so blessed with a lot of testimonies. I was liquidated. And I don't know of anybody else that went through like this. Maybe there is. I lost nothing. Because I returned to God and I cried out with a serious cry. They have meetings with liquidators. They set meetings, you have to go there. SARS was one of my people I have money. 250,000 in 1999, 2000. It was quite a bit of money. Nobody pitched up at the first thing. I prayed, I said, Lord, let nobody please pitch up. Because I was looking at jail time at that stage for what I had. The meeting started at 10, 11, nobody pitched. Not one of the times. Then the guy said, this has never happened before. And I was just thanking God all the way around. And he said, well, I have to put another meeting. And he informed him again by a registered post. Again, same thing happened. I prayed from that time until the next meeting, crying and praying. Next meeting, nobody pitched. The case was closed for 5,000 rand. I never lost any position. If you liquidated in a company, I had many companies that are relying and trusts. They kick you off. I was not kicked off of nothing. The bank didn't even query me with nothing. It disappeared. God made that whole thing disappear. Amen. That's just to give you hope. That even in your time when you're silly and foolish, that God will still hear your prayers. And He can still do something miraculous. That is the miraculous thing that He did for me. Amen. That's why I never doubt God. My faith is stable in Him. Because I've seen too much, not just in my healings, but in other things that He did for me. He's for real. He's for real. Amen. Do not compromise. Another example that I want to go through. I know it's my time's making a bit long. We almost just bear with me. Balaam the prophet. He was a prophet on whom the Spirit of God had rested at one time, and then he lost it. The Spirit was on him. Numbers 24:2 says, and Balaam raised his eyes and saw Israel encamped according to their tribes, and the Spirit of God came upon him. So at one stage he had the Spirit of God, but he lost it. You know you can lose the Spirit. You can quench the Holy Spirit. You went astray, not because of unrighteousness even, but because also he loved money. That's why the Bible says money is all of evil. The love of money and the love of honor from an earthly king, from the people of the world, blinded him that he couldn't see that he was going against God's will. Sometimes you are blinded that you don't even see that you are going against God's will for your life. You are so faced and looking at these earthly things that you're missing the mark. God tested him to see what was in his heart as well. He will always test your heart. Through all these examples, he tests your heart. He sought God's will at first when he started his walk. He was in God's will and he sought God's will, whether he should go or not. And even God answered him that he shouldn't go, and yet he did. God gave him a clear answer in Numbers 22:12. He said to him, you shall not go with them. How more clear can you get that if you ask God? He said, you shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed. And he chose otherwise. Because Balak, the earthly king, offered him things. Amen. Great and honor among people. Pride and stuff. He was tempted to ask for permission again. Already God said no, but you keep on asking, and you will see He actually allowed it then. He actually gave him permission, and he had havoc in his life. Woo! Amen. So God saw that he really wanted to go this way, and he had to suffer the consequences. So God may sometimes grant your requests as well, even though it's not His will. Just because He sees that you desire that thing so greatly. But the spiritual result will be just as it is written concerning the Israelites in Psalm 106 verse 15. And this says the following, verse 25. And He gave them Psalm 106, 25. So Israelites also nagged God. They also prayed for things that wasn't good for them. And He granted their request. So sometimes He will grant your request, although it's not going to be good turnout. Because He says if you ask and you pray and you believe and you want that you will have it, it can be good or bad. He didn't say if you ask good things and you believe you will have it. He said if you ask anything in my name, you will have it. But sometimes you can pray with your fleshly desires and ask things that will not be good for you. And God will still allow it. And He says that will bring leanness into their soul. Leanness. Jy sal maar wees in jou siel. Amen. Jy gaan nie vet hê. You're not going to have substance. So Balaam didn't know that he was being tested. His love for money led him astray, and he who once knew God and had the Spirit upon him and was anointed as a prophet and was in intimacy with God, ended up as a sorcerer. Hy het geëindig as 'n sangoma, as a witch doctor, as a guy operating in darkness, and was slain by the Israelites. He was killed. Joshua 13:22, I'm closing off. The children of Israel also killed with the sword Balaam, the son of Beor, the soothsayer, soothsayer. A soothsayer is a sangoma, or a witch doctor, or somebody that's busy with witchcraft. So he fell from being a prophet, anointed with the Spirit of God, being blessed. A soothsayer among those who were killed by them. Amen. Can I have this place for me, please? I'm going to release a word that God gave me this morning. Hallelujah. So in other words, God's warning you this morning. Many people have gone astray from Him. That's what God gave me this morning and yesterday. Many people think they're on the right path, but they've gone astray. And He wants you back. Like Kaasi and Balaam, it will end bad for you. If you go astray, you don't come back, it will definitely end bad. And this is not to bring fear. This is to release the truth. Nothing ends well for those who are on the path that's broad and wide, that leads to destruction. The narrow way is not an easy way, but that's the way that you need to go. Bow your head and listen to what God wants to say. God's saying to you, I have tested you, and I've allowed certain things in your life so that I can test your faithfulness towards me and your devotion towards me. Do not chase after earthly things, my son-in-law. Do not chase after wealth. Have I not said to seek my kingdom first? And I shall add all things unto you when you need it. It is the blessings that I give that makes you rich, not the riches of this world. And I will add no sorrow to it. I shall supply all your needs according to my riches. But if you chase after other things, it will bring sorrow to you. But has I not said, and will I not perform what I've said? I have spoken and will make it good for you. For I bless, and I will not reverse it. Rise up, man and woman of God. For I have spoken this morning. He who has an ear, let him hear. He who has an ear, let him hear. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Now if you feel like you have lost the path, and you went astray, I believe that God is calling you back. And I will pray a prayer with you so that you can recommit yourself. That we will walk uncompromised. That you will stand on your principles. And don't beg, except beg.